guys, so today we just wanted to sit down and let you guys get to know us a little bit by giving you the story of how we met.
Well, it all started when my mom and dad
No.
Just kidding. No. Well, first off, I've actually seen, and I knew Amy, but I didn't know Amy. Started in high school. I saw her walk in the halls. We went to the same high school. And she was oblivious to me. But yet she knew all my friends. She knew, like, she went to all the sports that I played. She was there and watched, and I was there. But she didn't even notice me, and I noticed her. And then,
put me out on the spot, why won't you?
Well, I'm
I
telling
just
you
like
what it is.
when I was in high school, I just never even cared
To like look around. I was one of those girls that minded my own business, you know. I just wanted to get good grades, and yeah, I had my friends in my friend group, but like I just wasn't really like out there like looking at everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. We even like went to the same church building.
Yep.
And I had never even heard of a Zachary Monson.
And then I went on my mission. I went to Argentina and I spoke Spanish. So I decided when I got home to go to the Spanish ward of our church. And I knew a friend that went to that ward, and we started hanging out a lot more. And one night we were at an activity and we were like, hey, let's go golfing. So I wanted to go golfing. And then my friend's like, hey, let's go dancing. It was weird.
Was it Austin?
Yeah, it was Austin.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that said, hey, let's go dance. I want to dance. And we didn't know how to dance. Our friend knew how to dance. And
You didn't even like dancing.
I didn't even like dancing.
So he called me, and I'm just sitting at home, you know, and I think I was like getting ready to leave to work or something like that. I can't remember. And I get this call from him, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing. And he's like, do you think you can teach me and two other guys how to dance?
And I was just like, what?
I couldn't that day, and I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, I'm getting ready to go to work. And he was like, oh, okay. But I had no clue he was talking about Zach. And
my friend.
Yeah, and your friend. So that didn't end up working out. But then our mutual friend still wanted to set something up for all of us to get together. And so this story isn't just like any other. It isn't just like, you know, we followed each other on Instagram. Yeah, huh? So it was actually a triple date. There were 3 girls and 3 boys.
Well, our mutual friend, he knew everybody. He's the
Yeah.
one that put it together. All the other, me and my friend, we didn't know who was going to be on this date. We didn't know, and Amy didn't know
Yeah.
anybody either. And the funny thing is that us, we weren't even dating.
Yeah, we weren't even on the date together. I was on the date with Zach's best friend, and Zach was on the date with actually one of my friends. I didn't even know she was going. It was so weird. We actually went to school together and everything like that. But like when I hopped into the car, I was like, what are you doing here? So the day came of the date, and then the guy comes knocking on my front door, and he's like, hey, my parents, being the overprotective parents that they always are, came to the front door, and we're like, what's your name? Like, what are you here to do? And he's like,
Investigating him.
yeah. And then he's like, oh, I'm just here to go on a date with Amy. Is she here? And then I came, you know. My dad walked us out to the front of the house and watched us leave. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And like at this time, I'm 18 years old, you know, and my dad is still like that. But from the moment, okay, and this is like the part that Zach does not believe me. But it's true. It's so true, okay? Like, because Zach was the one driving.
Yep.
He was driving his mom's car because it was a bigger car for all of us to fit in.
It was an SUV.
Yeah, for all of us to fit in. And so my date opened the door for me and was being all nice. Okay, so when I jumped into the car and I sat down, the first thing that I saw was in the rearview mirror, Zach's eyes was looking back at me, which, okay, could be rude because he didn't even turn his head to say hi to me. Like, he literally
I was driving.
He literally just looked at the rearview mirror and was like, hi, nice to meet you. But from that moment, like when I saw his eyes, I'm not even kidding. It's like I connected with him, and I just kind of thought like, who is this guy? You know, like I just like I felt something. I'm not even kidding. Like I truly felt something, and that was it. That's all that I felt. Like just in that small amount of time, like I felt something. For the rest of the date, I didn't feel like any kind of attraction or anything like that, you know, because we were just getting to know everybody. And we got into the car. We started driving to the place where we were going to have our date.
We went to Fat Cats. That's where we had our date because we had coupons. We were poor. We had coupons, and so we went there. And we first went in. We had pizza, and really we didn't talk that much for the first little bit.
But yeah, and I also think that we were just being respectful, you know, like. And at the time, it just like I said, it wasn't anything of like attraction. I was at a point in my life where I wanted to just make friends, you know, and you guys were really sweet boys from the start. And so I just wanted to like make friends and get to know new people. We were obviously both respectful of our dates, and my date was like a lot of fun, you know. Zach's experience is actually a little bit different. Zach's date was a little bit iffy just because
she was shy and didn't want to talk to me, and I'd ask her questions. She'd say yes or no.
And I mean, I think we can all say that. We can all say that we've had dates where you're just like super intimidated and you don't really know what to say. You could tell that she was a little bit intimidated. And Zach's definitely like a talker when it comes down to things like that. So they just didn't really connect. But I think that's the good thing about group dates too, is that like
you get to meet a lot of people at once.
Yeah. And it's not so much like the one-on-one like
awkward
pressure to like talk to each other and like flirt with each other and like things like that. Like you can just kind of be like laid back and have fun, you know, and things like that. And that's really what we did. Like we all ate as a group, and then we went to play bowling afterwards, and Zach killed it because Zach kills every single sport.
I sucked that day. You did awesome.
I had beginners like I beat everybody, and I never do that
by a lot. By a lot.
We also did miniature golf afterwards, and it was glow in the dark, and that was like the moment where me and Zach had a little bit of one-on-one.
So me, Amy, and our other friend, we kind of just, all right, you guys take your time, and we just went for it.
Yeah.
By the time they were getting to one hole, we were already done with that hole, going to the other hole, and that's when we talked a lot more, Amy and I.
Yeah.
And I don't know, from that point, I started to like her, and I'm like, oh, wow, she's really cool. I like her. She's pretty. And
that was the moment that you started to like me?
Well, yeah. That's the moment when I actually started talking to you, like, one-on-one.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay. See, we're all learning new things here. For me, too, it was really cool to see, because we were talking a lot about sports, the things that we like to do, and I found out that he was very athletic. I found out that he was very friendly. He loved to talk to everybody, and I thought that was so cool, you know, like, I don't know, he just had this personality about him that he was just like, hey, you know, like, I'm a happy person, I'm enjoying my life, and that really was attractive to me. And just a little bit of a side tangent, that moment in my life, like, August 2015, I had a lot of, like, bad, scary things going on, and so, I don't know, I was in this place where, like I said, I wasn't really thinking about relationships. I just kind of wanted to make more friends. I was kind of closed off, you know? Like, I was more just focused on work. I wasn't really even thinking about a relationship or anything like that. So to find someone who I thought was going to be my friend, you know? I didn't even think in the long run of, like, a relationship or anything like that. I was really attracted to Zach that day because of that. He was showing me that he was a really good friend. And so that little moment when we played miniature golf was special for the both of us, because it was that little moment where we got to know each other. And then simply like that, there wasn't anything crazy that happened, you know, it was just, we really were just getting to know each other. After the date ended, they dropped us off. And then that was the end of that day. Yeah. And so to keep going forward to where kind of our relationship started. So the guy that I was on the date with, it ended up going really well. Like I said, like we were getting along with each other. We were having a good time. And so I think we like hung out or like went on a couple other dates. I can't remember if I was on a date with him or if I was just on another date in general. I wasn't ready. I just wasn't being myself, and I don't know. I don't know. So I think that's kind of where like the attraction kind of faded away, and we found out that we also didn't have a lot in common. You know, we did have like common personalities, and that's why we're still friends today. It's really cool that we're still friends with the guy that I went on the date with, especially because he's Zach's best friend. So that kind of faded off a little bit, but I found out that his name's Austin. I found out that Austin played indoor soccer, and that was something that was really cool to me. I always, like in high school, liked going to watch my friends play soccer at their soccer games, even though I never knew you were there. So our mutual friend invited me to go watch them on a Friday night. And I was just kind of like, ooh, I don't know, that's gonna be kind of awkward because, you know, like things are kind of just like fading away. But we went anyway. And not gonna lie, that was the night to me that I began, like my attraction and my like, what would you call that? Like a crush began for Zach. Like, guys, I am not kidding. If you think that you've seen someone with talent in soccer, you have not seen it, because this guy, and I am not even kidding, he doesn't think that, but really, he is so talented, so talented. My family has even watched him, and they're very impressed. And I was so impressed that night. But like going to watch him play that night, I was just like, who is this? Excuse me? Is this the same guy I went on a date or I saw on the triple date? Like to see how truly like how athletic he was and talented, like it got me. And then what? From there, like
we went on a lot of activities, not really dates together with our mutual friends. We ran and ate empanadas. We did some other things, you know, just for fun. And we went to Nickelcade one day, and it's kind of more just like friends going out, doing something fun. And then things with our friend didn't work out for them, and I just thought, okay, well, if they're not gonna work out with him, you know, I thought, well,
like our kind of dating, like I said, was just hanging out. It was just getting to know the person,
having fun, doing
like
something.
nothing even happened, you know, between me and like your friend. So I think that's what was the healthy part, is that I didn't have any kind of like relationship with him. We were just getting to know each other. But like, yeah, you should explain, like, wasn't it weird for you guys? Like, you know, like you went on a couple dates, or
It wasn't weird. Like, since day one, like when you guys started going on dates, I thought, wow, she's really cute. And as time went on, I'm like, man, I really want to be with this girl. I really want to, you know, be with her and stuff. And Austin one day pretty much told me, hey, like we're not gonna really do it. It's not going anywhere. And I pretty much told him, okay, I'm gonna go after her now. And he's like, okay. So I'm all right. And that's when I started really working on getting to know her a little more and just going on dates.
like Zach said, we didn't go on our first date after that. I think it was like, what, a few months or a month after, like, we had been hanging out with mutual friends. We did things with all the friends together, and it was just really healthy. I got to see Zach in many different situations. And from there is where, like, we finally decided, you know, like, he asked me out on a date, and it was more official. Like, he said, I'd like to go out with you and, you know, spend some time with you and go out to dinner. And so we did. And that is pretty much the story of how we met. It is a funny story just because it doesn't work out like people normally
imagine it would.
Yeah. Like we were not even on a date with each other. And we still were growing this like attraction. We really took our time and got to know each other, and we spent a lot of time with each other. Yeah. We would see each other at least twice a week while we were just friends. Like even before our first date, really saw how great of a guy Zach was and how patient and how good of a friend he was. Throughout that time, I just saw how he would take care of all of us. Everyone in that friend group, he would just always take care of them. And I thought that was very special. And now I ended up with him. Never in a million years if you would have asked me if I was going to end up being married at 19, having a baby by 20. Like, that is just not what I had planned for myself, but I'm so happy that he came into my life and he changed it for the better.
Like it worked the way it needed to work. We started with friends, we got to know each other, and you know, we didn't jump into anything. You know, we got to learn a lot more, and it was just fun. Like that's the base of our relationship, was fun.
But yeah, it just, like, the only piece of advice that I ever give friends when they ask me like, Amy, how did you do it? Like, how did you get married so quickly? How did you find the right guy? Things like that, is I tell them I found him at the time where I wasn't even looking. You know, I was working so hard on myself, and I was bettering myself in the things that I saw as weaknesses and the things that I saw that needed more attention. And at that very moment is where I think God even saw that I was ready. I was ready to have the right man in my life. And it happened. It honestly happened perfectly. But yeah, so we just wanted to jump on here and tell you the story of how we met, since we just recently, oh my gosh.
And our anniversary.
Yeah, we just recently celebrated our anniversary, and we thought it would be fun to just share that with you guys and have our kids be able to watch back on this. Don't forget to join the movement by subscribing and following us along on our journey. Guys, we are just getting started. Our lives, like, we are at our prime. Right now, I am 21, he's 23, and we have our little baby who's gonna be 1 in January. So we have so much more of our journey to share with you guys. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Say bye-bye!
Say bye-bye!
Say bye-bye,
bye-bye!
everybody!
Say bye-bye!
She's not shy. You troublemaker, you're not shy.
Bye-bye! Say bye-bye!